Hola Colchoneros, welcome to Atleti Fanatics. And now this time we face another Seville team, which this time is Sevilla. But we welcome them at our home at Metropolitano. And again, it's one of those, stubborn teams that play against us. And as you guys can see, I have the Marcus Laurent energy kicking in with the yellow sunglasses, which I think. Wait, hang on, I forgot actually. Like he mentioned to wear the yellow sunglasses during the day or night.
Day is yellow in the rainy day and the red during the night. That's what he said.
Yeah, okay. My bad. Then yeah, it's night over here, so yeah, I'm gonna just remove them. Yeah, I have to buy the red ones. But yeah. So Saint Keeks, your thoughts on the civil game?
Um, Sevilla's never an easy team to play against, but I'm never really too worried when we play them at home. I think the only time we've ever had that real struggle was when they went up that 3-1 against us, and we still eventually won the game. But that was one of those anomaly games where Sevilla had what 4 chances, scored 3 goals, and we had like a million chances, and we only scored four. So even then, not too worried. Still things to like to think about, but it's kind of funny that we just leave Andalusia and Seville and play from playing Betis, and now we play in Sevilla at Madrid. So it's just like whole you never really escape, I guess.
Back to back civil games. Yeah,
Back to back.
but it's good. Like the thing is, I think Pablo Barrios is injured. So and like the next three games we have are all like home games. So I don't think like we'll miss Pablo Barrios that much because again we do have Johnny Cardoso coming back obviously. So
Hmm.
that's a good sign. But I wouldn't like Johnny Cardoso to start this match. I'll just want like 10-15 minutes out of him for this match. And but anyway, because again we play Sevilla this time, and then we play USG, and then we play Levante at home before the international break. So all three are home games, and Sevilla is the most difficult one out of these three. But I think we can beat Sevilla without Pablo Barrios. So hopefully, Pablo Barrios' injury doesn't extend, and it's good that the international break is coming as well. So I hope, even if he gets called up to the national team, I hope like he doesn't play that much minutes, and he can recover well. So that'll be a good sign. So that when we come back, and it's not an easy match when you come back from the national break. It's Getafe away from home as well. So not an easy match. But before we start with the preview of this match, I would just say just like and subscribe. Help us reach 500 subscribers, and then yeah, let's just get started. So again, like you mentioned, Sevilla, it's a very stubborn team. Like last season, it was 4-3. It was a very good comeback from Atletico de Madrid, and like we were at that point where like we were winning games, we were confident, and at home, we are usually confident. But this season, again, it has been the season of two stories. Like at home, we're still good. Away from home, we're not that good. So I am confident, yes, but Sevilla is a very, very stubborn team. Like, for example, Isaac Romero didn't score any goal in La Liga last season. He come up against us, he scores a goal, and then they literally went on to like score three goals against us. Luke Bacchio again. I think that's one guy to watch, and then
No, well, who's
again.
gone? Luca Bacchius and Benfica.
Oh yeah, sorry. No, who's the winger? I forgot. I
Is that
forgot the
you?
name of the winger.
Is
Uh,
Echique? Is what do you call it? I guess Vargas is technically a winger for them. There's
no,
options.
Vargas. No, like because like when I saw the match against Barcelona, I mean like they were cooking Barcelona.
Mm-hmm.
So
Who you talking about specifically?
the guy on the left wing.
Guy left wing. Well then it had to be Vargas then, wouldn't it?
No. It was a black guy. Anyway, it's okay. Leave it. You'll see. You'll see when he'll perform against us. I'll let you know. You'll see. You'll see.
Okay. Then it's
Because
probably
I
Echique
think,
then. But okay. Yeah.
yeah, I don't want to say something which will end up getting me in trouble. So anyway, so I'm just gonna move on. So again, Sevilla is not having a good time. Like their matches, again, they're not doing well. I think it's been a few seasons they're not doing well, and they are like really in a very bad financial situation. But still, they're managing to play top five football. That's good. But despite having all the troubles, they always perform against us.
Mm.
It was, I think, 3 seasons ago where we scored 6 goals against him. But then that match as well, that was 2-1, and then Rakitic missed a penalty, and then we went on to score, and then I mean, that could have been 3-2 if Rakitic scores, and then match could have been different.
A
But
penalty
yeah,
they
I
didn't
mean,
deserve, by the way. Yeah? I'd like
yes,
to reiterate
yes,
that.
yes. It was a Bluetooth tackle by Lorente. He just did this. But anyway, and then it was the match. The next one was the next year was the one where Ramos was playing and Marcos Llorente scored. That was again another close match which ended 1-0. And then the next season is the one which we're talking about, like the 4-3 comeback. Very good goal from Samalino, and then Griezmann was on really good form. He scored 2 goals in that match, and Rodrigo de Ball scored a banger in that match as well.
Hmm.
So again, not an easy game at all. It doesn't matter how bad their form is, whatever. It's not an easy game,
Hmm.
and we we are without Pablo Barrios in this match, and we'll see how Simeone goes on with his midfield. If it's going to be Gallagher or if he's going to play Baina in midfield. So that's a very interesting one to watch. But Sinkix, what do you think about the Sevilla right now coming to this match?
I think they're a lot better than I initially thought they would be, considering the sales that they had to make to break even. You lose your star player in Luke Bacchio. Like, he had, I think, 11 or something goals last season. He was their top scorer. By all means, a lot of the good football was just running through him. So I, w- I wasn't surprised that he would needed to be sold, knowing what the severe situation is. But the price that he eventually was sold for, which was what, 20 million, was a little, I think, underwhelming considering what he did for them last season. In any case, and then he also had other players that I thought um, shocking in terms of the sales or even the sales prices. Where you had like Bade, who I said, well, if you're getting rid of Mourinho, right, because you don't believe he's passing and these other things, get Bade. Bade is the same thing that Mourinho can do in terms of the dual winning, while also being incredibly good on the ball. There's nothing to lose. He's a year older than Mourinho. He's been in Sevilla for what, 2, 3 years now. Not much you could really lose out on. Um, the so some key players, you change your coach, you do a lot of different things, and then you're still mid-table right now, but they look a lot more comfortable in terms of their overall layout than I thought they would be. They have 5 losses, yes, but they have 4 wins, and importantly against some notable opposition. So it's not like they're nothing. They have a very interesting use of their academy right now. They've been doing a lot of really good things. I will also randomly note Kike Salas does have a weird betting trial, so he might disappear mid-season. But yeah, besides that, it's like I don't know if I'm pleasantly surprised. I don't really like Sevilla, but but I'm surprised at their overall form and their resilience, despite the fact that so many things have kind of hindered their progress to be what a few years ago was effectively one of the top 6/top 4 teams of La Liga pretty consistently over the years. So they're still in the division, they're still doing things.
By the player I was talking about was Akor, the number 9 of Sevilla.
Oh, Akko Adams. You said
Yeah,
left wing.
I don't know, man. I saw him at left wing once. I think he was taking a shot or something. But anyway, or maybe I saw Eduque as well. It was again. I don't want to sound different right now, but yeah.
They're both Nigerian, if it makes you feel any better. But
Yes, yes. If you don't take it that way, yes. Thank you.
okay.
Thank you for sparing me. Okay, so Sevilla. Let's just get to their lineup. So like, how do they like usually play? I think it's Mostly, I think they play like more like a counter-attacking football. We saw that against Barcelona, and which I think, which has happened against us as well. Quite some times because again that you just mentioned Kike Salas. I remember him. Giving that assist to Isaac Romero last season
Hmm.
at home. And then there was this one time again where when we were at Sevilla away, he ran past Robin Loma and then like, he had no idea what happened.
Hmm.
So again, like he might be, like you said, like he might be banned mid-season, but yeah, he will play against us and he will perform against us. So the thing I'm saying is like we have to be really, really cautious for the counter attack of Sevilla because they do have play. Like again, the two guys you mentioned, Eduke and Ekor. I mean, they're good, they're strong, and again, they have good technicality as well. They can. If I hope Longley doesn't play. I hope not. But yeah, I mean, even Robin Lomand, I mean, if he doesn't start good, again, they can hurt us. And they have good pace as well. So that'll be interesting because okay, they play in a 4-3-3 kind of formation with again Yanuza or Eduke on the left, or and then again Ekor or Isak Romero up front, and then like you mentioned, Kike Salas, and they have Ramon or Maracao, the Brazilian. Is he Brazilian?
Macau, yeah, he's Brazilian.
Yeah, yeah, he, and then they have Juan Lu. I was really really used to be quite impressed with their left back. We used to have again I forgot his name, the Argentinian left back.
Acuna.
Acuna, yes. How can I forget him? Yes, the guy who had a fight against Dumfries. Yes.
Mm.
So yeah, I mean, I really used to like him. Like he was very robust with challenges and everything. But he used to give us a very hard time. And then yeah, again they have their captain with again I don't know how to pronounce this. Gudelehu. I couldn't. It's been
Gudeli.
like 4 5.
It's not as hard as it
Four
seems.
five
Just
four
is
five
that a
season.
Gudel or Gudeli?
Yeah, yeah, 4 5 season he's been here, and I'm like, yeah, Rakitic brother or something, yeah. But anyway, so Senkis, do you think four three
Same
three
country.
can hurt us?
Yeah, they have a 4-3. I will say I haven't watched a lot of Sevilla this season, so I can't judge them too much. But I think the two games that I've watched them is the Barcelona game and I believe the
I think that
Villarreal game.
that's the highlight of the season at the moment, like beating Barcelona at home. That too with a 4-1 scoreline. That's very impressive.
I I would say yes, and then they also I think another part that was also very impressive was the 3-2 against Athletic Club at the start of the season.
Yeah,
I think that
true.
was another game where I thought, oh wow, didn't expect all that. But okay, Luka Bacchio is gone, so obviously the situation's a bit different again. But I've watched like 3 or 4 games of Sevilla. Um, of those games, I would say, while I think that they do have a lot of dangerous pieces in attack, you have Aqua Adams, as you just mentioned, you have Educate, really good dribbler, you have Vargas, who has moments of brilliance, Alexis Sanchez, all of these different names and these players who can do different things in different ways. I just find that the way that you actually get the ball to these center forwards and wingers is always a lot more complicated than it needs to be, or it usually is a lot sloppier than it needs to be. I think they kind of got away a little bit from the Barcelona game because Barcelona was very tired from playing, I think, what, 2 or 3 days earlier in the week. And as a result, you have a tired Barcelona with a bunch of injuries and you took the chance and you won 4-1, which is props. I think Girona did not take their chance and they eventually lost that game that they easily could have scored maybe 4 or 5 in the first half alone. So I give them their props in the fact that they won the game. I can't remember these specifics. I can't remember if the penalty calls and these other things, but I do remember that Sevilla in the first half was okay and had solid chances, but in the second half they were a much more improved team, and that kind of implies something that I think, which is the coach does notice a lot of these flaws, and he does want to improve on Sevilla in terms of where he needs to approach these different things. I do think their midfield is a bit weak. I don't like Agume. I think I've said that before. I think he's a very bad defensive midfielder in terms of leaving space behind him. Gibraltar is not much better. And Mendy, while I think he's better than the other two, is very young, and he is prone to certain errors. I think they're lacking some players that would really push them in terms of getting to where they want to used to be and these other things. And it's a bit of an annoyance that we just lost Barrios in terms of injury, because I think if Barrios is there, this is food. So now you have Koke, who's a little bit past it in terms of physical element, and maybe Johnny plays, maybe Gallagher plays. I don't really want either of them to be too featured. Johnny just coming back from injury. Gallagher is not ideal for Delaware pivot. We'll see what Simeone does. Maybe you'll see Llorente there, and Pubil at right back or something. Some nonsense.
I hope so. I hope so.
I don't like Llorente in double pivot. It's better than Gallagher, but not much. Not by much. It's very...
But still, and anything. I love Llorente get forward. I love to see Pubil play as well. So, yeah.
We'll see. But the point is, I think the midfield is their weakest point of contention. And while I think their defense is pretty okay, if your midfield is poor, we could kind of pile on chances. And in a weak midfield against an Atletico at home means that you have a lot of volume of chances. And if you have volume of chances, we have enough forwards and we should punish them. So that's how I feel about it in terms of that. And your thoughts on, I guess, Sevilla thus far in the season?
Well, I would say, like, again, it doesn't matter like how they arrive in this match, because like I said, like they always perform against us, and no matter how their form is. And I don't remember us keeping a clean sheet against Sevilla in the past. I don't know like how far back I have to go to see a clean sheet against Sevilla, because last season again we just made a comeback at their home as well. Before that, same thing. No, actually we did 1-0 Marcus Llorente. Yes, but again that was a close match. That was a close match. That was a close match. And then before that again 6-2, and then before that again. So Sevilla is a team where we actually like do struggle with them. It's always like neck to neck kind of a match. But the things I would like to see is like the players getting proper minutes. The players which are not getting proper minutes, for example, Marco Beal, and hopefully Ruggeri as well. So, or Thiago Almada as well in the second half, because in the last match, the man management from Simeone was very, very bad. Like the substitutions he made and everything, I think we could have lost that match again if Real Betis converted their chances.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, but anyway, I think there would be some players to look. Isaac Romero, obviously. I mean, he has 3 goals this season, and we only have Julian Alvarez with 6 goals. Again, he performs against us.
It's like Hugo Duro kind of situation where kind of good-ish will perform against Atletico. I don't know about the rest of the season.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know about the rest, but he will perform against it. Exactly. I mean, Julian Alvarez has 6 goals. Like who's the second one? Alexander Sorloth with 2, and then Giuliano Simeone with 2 goals. Isaac Romero has 3 goals. 3. You have to, put some respect. But anyway, Giuliano Simeone has 3 assists. Okay, and again, that's the most for Atleti right now. And if I look at Sevilla, Isaac Romero, like I said, he has 3 goals, and then Adam Akor, and then he has 2, and then Vargas has 4 assists this season. So again, that's another player to keep an eye on. So it's Vargas, Romero, and Adam Akor for me. But I don't think if Adam Akor is playing, it's okay. Never mind. Akor Adams, yeah. So if he's playing, I don't think Isaac Romero would play unless their manager thinks of something else. But I think Ruben Vargas and either Akor Adams or Isaac Romero. I think these 3 players we have to keep an eye on, unless and until like their defense, like Gudelo, he turns out to be Van Dijk or something. Because again, even last season, Agume scored from outside the box. That's a very good strike from him.
That's his first ever goal in La Liga, but yeah.
That's what I meant. Like again, these players they always do turn up against us, so
I mean,
you can't rule them out.
that is a good moment in time, but I can't say I particular again. I don't even know if we call it if Agume will play. I think he has a discomfort. I'm not sure, but as I said, like what Agume offers you on the ball does not really cover for what he doesn't offer you off of it. I think when it comes to making off the ball runs, when it comes to um, exploiting space, that is one of the few things that I can say confidently Atletico has done very, very well this season. I think if you see it, especially in the Frankfurt game, in the Real Madrid game, in a lot of the games that even in the game that we lost with the Espanyol, that was where we were most dangerous. The small spaces as well as the bigger spaces. Give us too much, you're losing a chance. You could potentially get a goal on you. So if you don't have the ability to cover the space, which I don't think Sevilla do particularly well, you punish. And I think that's the reason why they also suffered such a huge defeat to Real Madrid last season. It's like 2 or 3 outside the box shots for free against Mbappe and Valverde. Like you deserve that. What are you doing? Close that down. So that's how I feel about it. But yeah.
I mean, again, Matias Almeida, he's Argentinian as well, so maybe he'll do us a favor. Maybe he won't. I mean, it's really, yeah, probably not. The guy literally looks like Guti. Yeah, but anyway, we just move on to the I think the lineups. So, Zinkis, what do you think? Who should start in this match? And like we had uh, a report yesterday about we had two teams differently. So again, we don't know who will start. But again, this is we're just doing like a possible lineup. So, Zinkis, who do you think would start for the match?
I'm not sure, but I am interested in the same reports that you mentioned. So we saw Ruggeri and Pubil in one team alongside what seemed to be a lot of starters. We saw Llorente. I'm not sure if he was in the double pivot or on the wing. I can't tell you for sure. But it shows that yeah, okay, so we lose Barrios, who's a key piece in our midfield. Now you kind of have to experiment and use players that you arguably should have integrated a bit more. And hopefully, if it works out well, they will slowly integrate more because we don't have the Copa del Rey matches until like what December or January or something like that. So I'm interested to see. I want to see. I want to see Pubil. I want to see Ruggeri. I think both of those players can offer us a lot in this game, especially if we will have to play Solot at some point, or even if we don't, because I think their link-up play, even though Ruggeri, I think, lacks a little bit of the acceleration, their link-up play has a lot that you can work up well. I don't want to see Nico. I think Nico needs to take a little bit of a rest. I'd like to see Almada. I'd like to see Koke, obviously. And I'm not sure if I want to see Bayana in the midfield or if I want to see him further forward. I don't know. We'll determine how that works when the game happens. But I think something similar to what we saw in the Espanyol game at the start of the season. I think that's something I would like to see. Maybe with Llorente either in midfield or in Juliano's position, whichever one they feel comfortable with. So yeah.
Yeah, I would say. I mean, like, I hope Johnny Cardoso doesn't start because again, I don't want like like it's like one of those like for him it's like like handle with care kind of a situation. On side of the boxes it's written, so it's that kind of a situation with Johnny Cardoso. So, like I said, like I'd be happy if he just gets 10 to 15 minutes. That's it. Because again, we need this guy for the whole season. So it's good that we like take care of him. And I think again with Sevilla, I think again the midfield battle is not going to be that intense. It'll be, I think, much more like a physical battle, not kind of a technical battle. Because that's why I think Pablo Barrios would have been great for this match, because again he has that skills, he can carry the ball to the final third.
Mhm.
But with Sevilla, it's not going to be that kind of a technical battle. So it'll be more like a physical battle. So in that sense, I think I'd rather prefer Gallagher in midfield with Koke. Koke can provide us with the through balls and with those driven in passes. And with Gallagher, we can just have some physicality in midfield and some that pressing sense as well. But on the right hand side, I'll go with the same Giuliano and Marcus Llorente. Defense, I think I'll keep the defense same with Robin Loma, Jimenez, and Hansko. The back four, I think I'll keep the same. Goalkeeper Oblak, obviously. Midfield, Koke Gallagher. Now this is a bit different one. I don't know why I see Sorloth starting this match,
I think it's a possibility.
because again, like Simeone, I think would go because Sevilla is a very that Sevilla is a team which they really are a physical kind of a team. So like you go physicality with physicality. So I think Sorloth might start the match as well with Julian Alvarez up front. So that means Baina would top in the left midfield position, and which I would again like to see, because I don't think Baina should be dropped by now. There's no reason to drop Baina. Baina is a top player. We have a world class player in our hands, and we have to play him for sure. Simeone has to find a way to play him. If it's not a 4-4-2 formation, he has to go with like a 4-2-1-3 kind of a thing. So I mean, he has to play Baina either behind Julian Alvarez or on the left midfield position. So that's up to Simeone, but I don't think Baina should be dropped in any match from this point of view, because again he's gaining confidence, he's gaining fitness. I mean, like again, we have to see the best of him. We haven't still seen the best of him. We have to see the best of him, and it will come. There is potential there. We saw that against Real Betis. Again, he was moving the ball pretty well, and again he scored that pretty a good goal as well. So I'm gonna give Nico Gonzalez a rest on this one. So it will be Sorloth, Julian, Baena, Koke, Gallagher, Giuliano, Lorente, Robin Oman, Jimenez, Hansko, Oblak. That'll be my preferred lineup for this match.
Okay.
Do you agree on this?
Oh man, I have my lineup, so no. But but I could see that being a thing. I guess I want to see Hanko where he's supposed to be in terms of the centre back, and I think um,
But
if we
then,
are
like,
doing a back five, we
if
have
you
the
want,
options.
if you want to play Hansko as a centre back, that'll be have to a back three. But then you have to play a wing back, and then again you either play Nico.
Ruggieri thrived there at Atlanta, so
Yeah, but do you think Simeone will pick up Ruggeri instead of Nico Gonzalez at the moment? No, I don't
I
think so.
mean, I'm not talking about being realistic. I just tell him what you should do. Like Nico Gonzalez has he has what I think is a lot of good tools to succeed at Atletico, but at the same time, as I said at the very start, till now, I don't want us to put down 35 million for Nico Gonzalez. I think if you really want a winger who can do what Nico Gonzalez could do, you can get it at that same rate for a better player. That's not to say that I hate him or these other things. I think he's really good. I think you can even get. I think we saw in the Inter Milan game, Jesus Barrios was very good as well. I really like Jesus Barrios, and he can offer you something as well. Or these other things from academy. So it's like you don't need to spend money, and we have enough players around this team that we shouldn't be shoehorning one of these players who I think is not that exponentially better than the other options. Hamada is a very good player, not the same profile, but a very good player. Ruggieri is also a very good player. Again, not the same profile.
The fact that we didn't even mention Raspadori and Thiago Almada.
Yeah, so my point is like Almada, sorry, Raspadori is somebody I also wanted to see in a game like this where I think being a non-traditional forward can actually give you a lot of time because, as we said, space is something that I think you can get from Sevilla. And if space is something you can get, Raspadori is a guy you'd want to on your pitch. Because Raspadori is a very intelligent guy. He can give you a lot of moments and he can create from these small instances, as we saw against Liverpool, as we saw against Frankfurt. So it's like I want to see more of the squad, and I think this is one of those games, especially because it's a home game, that we can see more of the squad, and we shouldn't be too afraid. If you want a clean sheet, you probably do need them a little bit more of the heavy hitters because we're not comfortable enough in terms of the overall team possession and those other things. But I think this is time to experiment, especially because we have the three home games and we're about to go on an international break. Like this is it. This is the time.
No, I won't take this game as experiment. No, I mean Sevilla is
I don't mean
like,
experiment as in like yeah, throw a trash
but
lineup.
yeah, yeah,
Like,
don't. I hope Simeone doesn't see this. No, 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 no.
no, you know what I mean. Like a
Yeah, I
win,
mean
you
you
can
can use
experiment
USG.
and still win with Atletico's squad overall. Is what I'm saying. I think you can win it, and you probably with a clean sheet if you do it well. But the point being, if there is a time to use some of the lesser used players, today would or tomorrow, I guess, will be one of those days. So that's how I see it. Anyway.
If the score line is like pretty comfortable score line, not like if it's just like 1-0 in the first half, in the second half it just remains 1-0, then yeah, forget it.
I,
But
I I would try it regardless. I think it's worth more now than trying to do this later down in the season. If Pubil doesn't even cross 100 minutes or 90 minutes so far this season, and Carlos Martin, who we haven't even mentioned so far, hasn't even seen the day of light on a LaLiga pitch. I think this is the time. I think this is the place where you would want to see some of those guys really give you because they want to play and they'll give you a little bit extra oomph that I think some of the main players aren't really giving you right now. As I said with Nico Gonzalez, it's a good player, very good. Yeah, these last 2 or 3 games have been really bad. I don't want to see you right now. Take a little rest.
I think
Whether Simeone will listen to me is a whole different question. That's a,
yeah, I hope not. I hope not. I hope not. but I think USD is the match where you think you can actually do an experiment because
I feel less comfortable about experimenting against USG than Sevilla.
no, I
think
feel
Sevilla is a
more
better team.
confident. I don't know. I feel like more confidence against USG because again they're traveling from Switzerland. Oh, sorry, Belgium again. My bad. I don't know why I think USG is from Switzerland for some reason. Anyway, yeah, they're coming from Belgium again. They had a good match against Inter Milan for sure, but I think Inter Milan right now is not really doing that well with the new manager. But I think USG is a perfect place to experiment.
I think they're doing okay, all things considered. To be honest with you, I think what do you call it? When you look at the overall performance, I mean, Roma on top of the table, but
Yeah,
but
we're not
yeah,
talking about Syria right now.
but I think I mean we'll eventually have to beat them. So I might as well just give a light comment on Inter Milan now. But Inter
Yeah,
Milan is a good team, and USG
you're you're not
tried.
beating Napoli. You're not beating Napoli this
Okay,
season.
all right, okay. Anyway, so I think they played well, and I think they obviously lost, right? But the game that they did win, which was I think against was it PSV? Who was it that they played away from home and they won in the Champions League?
What
Uh,
Inter Milan?
no, not into USG.
You
They
used to one
played
match.
Newcastle and lost, right? Yeah, it is PSV. PSV is the game I watched. So USG PSV, they beat them 3-1 at PSV's home, right? Again, somebody else we also play soon. So I think it's not something you should ignore in terms of the team itself.
No, I think it's what matters, like how you arrive to the match. We defeated Real Madrid 5, we defeated Frankfurt 5. What happened at Celta Vigo? We draw the game 1-1. So
I mean, that obviously is a part of it, but I think the major reason why we beat Frankfurt is because Frankfurt is terrible defensively, like much worse than Real Madrid. If Real Madrid could have been a little like 5 goals was fair, 5 goals was unfair in the Frankfurt game. We got like a goal disallowed, a penalty disallowed, like 3 or 4 clear cut chances.
no, but again, then and Dortmund played a draw against Frankfurt in the German Cup. So again, you see, it's how it depends how you arrive to the match. But anyway, let's just go to the next section, which is the score prediction. Which is like horribly wrong almost most of the time, but we'll still do it. We'll still do it. But yeah, so same cakes. What do you think about this?
Um, I'm hoping for either 2-0 or 3-0. I think a clean sheet and a comfortable win
Wow.
is something that we
Clean
can.
sheet, clean sheet, and a comfortable win against Sevilla. Okay. Wow. Okay.
I mean, it's possible. Whether or not we'll do it is a very different question, but I think a win should be on the table for us.
For sure. For sure. Okay. What should I go with? I don't know. For some reason, I think this match can be a high goal scoring match. I might go with the 5-0.
Fire, eh? Yeah,
5.
this is
Yes.
possible.
With
If we lose,
Giuliano.
then this is gonna look really funny in retrospect. But but I feel confident in the home games. I think there's only two games in the season where I won't feel comfortable at home, which is Levante and Barcelona. So I think we should win. See if it's comfortable.
No, the thing is, like, like we can't really drop points anywhere at the moment. Not even in Champions League, not even in La Liga, because again, Real Madrid, there are 8 or 9 points ahead of us. So 8 points. That's like what, 2 games, like almost 3 games. You can say almost 3 games. 3 games. Real Madrid has to slip 3 times so that we can catch up to them. So again, so we can't really lose any points at the moment. And having said that, we have 3 home games. I hope we make the most of it. Most of it, as in the sense, like, all the players get some minutes. Ruggeri, Pubil, Carlos Martin, because these 3 games we can give minutes to the players. Give them, like in the second half. I'm not saying, like, like you start like all the bench. Like, give the minutes in the second half. I think, like, it really depends on the man management. Like, if Simeone goes in with, like, again Nahuel Molina playing 30 minutes or so, or something like that. So
I don't want to see Molina in either of these three games. Like I don't want to.
yeah, like, it's like, yeah, like, don't waste the substitutions. It's like you can't do like Molina playing 30 minutes. Longley goes in, replace Jimenez or Robin Omar. Like, he gives him 20-30 minutes. I don't want that. So I hope everyone get those minutes. Like you mentioned, Ruggeri has even less minutes than Javi Galan, which Javi Galan was supposed to leave, and Ruggeri has even less minutes than him. So that's ironic, to be honest. But it is what it is. I hope, again, these 3 matches, I hope we get the best out of the team and we win all these 3 matches. And when international break, we can all, like, like, have a very good international break, just rest, because we won 3 matches and we're chilling. Because after that it's Getafe away. That's a real Halloween square, to be honest. That game should have been played today or tomorrow. A real Halloween square. But anyway, I'll go with the 5-0. Do let us know in the comment section, guys, what you guys think about the game and about the possible lineup as well, and your score prediction as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe and help us reach the 500 subscribers. And we'll see you guys soon for the review of this match. And until then, Opa Atleti. See you guys soon.